Well, the price of XRP is not going up right now. Instead, it's coming down. But this is not something that is that surprising to me. In fact, if you've been watching this channel, you've seen that Bitcoin has been falling lower. You've seen that Bitcoin dominance has been climbing higher, and altcoins have been showing weakness. One level that we've looked at for total market cap, which was right at about $2.6 trillion, which is all the money invested in cryptocurrency, we were holding a level there. Well, we have lost that level, and I told this audience that if we lost the $2.62 trillion price level for the total market cap of crypto, which you're looking at on the screen, then XRP could fall back down below $2, and a variety of altcoins were going to have more pain to the downside. Looking at the chart today, we have officially broken down below 6.2 trillion. Our weekly candle is going to close in 5 hours and 22 minutes at the time of this recording, from the time of this recording. And we're coming to the lower range where I've talked about 2.4 trillion. I've even talked about crypto coming down to 2.15 trillion. Why? On the back of tariffs, on the back of inflation issues, and the Fed struggling to be able to pivot. I wasn't surprised to see XRP come back down to $2. And at this moment in time, I'm telling you guys, I think that it is going to break lower than $2 if this weekly candle officially closes below this level. And it's looking like that's the case because, again, there's only 5 hours left. Now, on all this volatility, you guys can trade for yourselves, and I like to trade. I've actually, as much of a bull as I am on XRP, I have been shorting XRP above $2 because I believed we'd come back down to $2. Now, $2 is support, so I don't love the idea of opening up a short position at $2. However, I do have an inclination to believe that we're probably going to fall through it, and honestly, we might even fall through it during this recording. But if you want to trade some of these volatilities, look for support. Look for resistance. If you want to trade, you can sign up for Blofin using the link in the comments down below. Where do we go next? For Bitcoin, for XRP, for our total market cap? Well, I'm looking at this $2.4 trillion price level because we've had some weekly candle closes that have happened here. Now, our first peak in the 2021 bull market was in May of 2021. And then we had kind of the second run up, and then the bull market ended and we came to a bear market. But these candles right here were kind of our first peak for the bull market. That's going to act as significant support for our total market cap. And when you're looking at the next level, you can see that we kind of had this little dead cat bounce of sorts where perhaps, we could settle down there. We've seen some weekly candles close there. So I'm looking at, first and foremost, 2.4 is a significant level. And if we're going to come down to that, then there's a real chance that XRP, honestly, guys, I wouldn't be surprised to see XRP come back down to, $1.30. I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back down to $1 or even, dare I say, below $1. Now, you might not be expecting that if you're an XRP holder, and I understand because there's so many bullish catalysts for XRP, and it's the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, excluding stablecoins. I did a video recently saying that I one day think XRP could flip Ethereum, and I do believe that there's so many bullish reasons for XRP to go higher. But in the short term and maybe in the midterm, if Bitcoin is showing weakness, and Bitcoin is showing weakness, Bitcoin might want to retest our 2024 highs that we saw in March and April. If that's the case, Bitcoin could come down easily another 9%. XRP would easily fall 9% if Bitcoin came down 9%. That's something we could easily see. XRP has been holding up tremendously well, but it is kind of losing its strength in terms of its momentum to the upside, as we've seen kind of this trend occur as tariffs have been approaching, and as inflation hasn't quite been getting better. Bitcoin dominance is continuing to go up. Bitcoin's falling lower. Altcoins generally are showing weakness. XRP has been very strong. It's got a lot of bullish things going for it. But you have to be prepared for potential downside, which is why if you were somebody holding XRP at 40 cents, 50 cents, now we're above $2. if you haven't taken profit from 40 cents or 50 cents to $2, that personally doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give financial advice. But, XRP went all the way up to $3 and almost 50 cents from where we were before we really shot up. That was a 7x. A 600% gain is a 7x on your money. That's incredible, with incredible profit-taking opportunities. Now, let's just pretend you took profit up at $3.40. Even now, you're almost getting a 50% discount. If we come back down to let's just say we come back down to $1, which I think is very possible, you're getting a 70% discount with the profits that you shuffled to the side if you were taking profits at some of these higher levels and you bought lower. And I know there's a lot of people that were buying XRP at 30 cents or 50 cents that really made a lot of money on XRP. But the reality is you do not make money in crypto or in really any investing until you actually take profits and realize your actual gains. That being said, we do have accumulation zones. $2 is certainly an accumulation zone, a great place to be buying XRP. I think that does not mean that it can't go lower. Like I said, it could come back down to possibly some of these weekly candles. $1.50 is definitely going to be kind of my first level, $1.56 to be exact, of support I'd be looking for XRP. If we break down through that, you can kind of start looking at some of the other weekly candle highs that we've seen and determine whether, you think there's some key levels there. I certainly think that 75 cents is another key level for XRP. Wouldn't be surprised us to see that. $1, like just $1 flat, is definitely a mental level of support, looking even maybe towards 95 cents more, so just under $1 as potential support. So I'm going to put that one in as well. We're going to be keeping an eye on some of these levels. I think that even if we're slipping down in the short term, again, XRP's got so many bullish catalysts, it's likely going to have a lot more upside in the future. If you want to trade the volatility on an XRP token or any other of your favorite cryptos, you can sign up for Blofin using the link I have for you in the comments down below if you want to check it out, guys. I'm not bearish on XRP, but our crypto market is slipping. Bitcoin is below $80,000 at the time of this recording. Our total market cap is getting a weekly candle break down to the downside, and XRP is probably going to follow in suit, and it actually looks like this might even be falling below $2 right now. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it, guys. That's all I have for you in this one. We've made some pretty great predictions on this channel, but I want to remind you guys that, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm going to continue to talk about all things crypto and the price action that I'm seeing as I look at the crypto charts and XRP moving forward. If you like that, subscribe for more. DC8 HODL, 2 videos right here if you want to check them out. I'll see you the next time, y'all. Peace.